How's it going, everyone? So, today trying something a little new, where I, in about an hour, build a fun character concept for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Little background, I love video games, and on this channel that's never going to go away. But I also grew up a lot around Dungeons & Dragons. And I love 5th edition, and I really love building up weird new characters. And I kind of wanted my channel to do something with that. Maybe later in the future I'll... You're going out to Hooters tonight? Well, you take care and have fun. And enjoy the view. No worries. I'll be all my streams I put up on my YouTube page anyway, so if you guys feel like you want to bring this up again, a little step-by-step of what I've done. But, whoop, did not mean to open up my Facebook page there. Okay. The views are good, the wings are very good as well. The wings tend to make me gassy. Sadly. I'm gonna stream all will do. Thanks for stopping by at least. Much appreciated. But yeah, today is just having fun building something weird and unique in 5th edition, and maybe you can use it next time you play a game. Today I figured I'll start off a little easy and go with a fun idea of... I've built it before and I'm actually playing one right now. A Fake Paladin. I do have one right here that I'm using in active campaign. No Tap Paladin. But I can't really show him off because the campaign he's in also does a lot of homebrew stuff. And well, I'll get into how I built him later. But for now, I figure I'll just build a Fake Paladin, and I'll go level by level as best I can. So the rules for a Fake Paladin, obvious. So let's see, no homebrew stuff. Go ahead and improve critical role stuff. Not use playtest contact. So for all my builds, unless it's I specifically want to look into something that's playtest right now, will not use playtest content. Magic the Gathering content, okay. Eberron content, okay. Critical Role content, okay. Fake Pal. So the focus of this is going to be about how the class levels build and go. So I'll be starting off with class first, usually. Really, you can make him any race you want. When I build him, I'll choose a race that best suits what stats and buffs he starts with. But okay, so making a Fake Paladin. The rules are, first of all, obviously can't use actual Paladin. That's out. Let's step it up a little more, and let's also rule out the Cleric class. Because this guy, he's got fake being a Paladin. So maybe Warlock? That's what I'm thinking. Although, so we can get the full range of starting attributes. Yep. Warlock is good, Bard's good. The stat lineup will work nicely. The first level will actually be Fighter. Because at first level, this gives us a decent hit die, proficiencies, all the armor, all the shields, all the weapons. Gives us the proficiencies we need to fake being a Paladin. And I'll also go into the point buy real quick. these builds are going to tend to use multi-classing. By multi-classing rules, a stat has to be... the appropriate stats have to be at least 13 points. So, for what I'm going to go with, I'm going to need Charisma to be at 13, Strength or Dexterity to be at 13. First class fighter, because we want all the fighting styles. Going to give him... We could for fighting style, we could give him either defense, +1 bonus to AC while wearing armor, or great weapon fighting, which lets us reroll attacks of 1 or 2 when we're using a two-handed weapon. But for now, defense. Paladins, they're known for being the defensive tanky frontline dudes. Proficiencies don't really matter, but we'll go ahead and give him Intimidation and Perception. You'll believe he's a paladin, or else. Next level. No. So this is minimum 2 levels to set this up properly as we go on. Second level, we're going to go Warlock. Otherworldly Patron. The Celestial, of course. This won't give him any new proficiencies, but it will give him spellcasting. It'll give him Light and Sacred Flame. So, I'm not too worried. So when I do go for race later, I'm not too worried about choosing something without Dark Vision. Celestial Expanded List gives me the choices of getting Cure Wounds, Guiding Bolt, yada yada yada. Celestial Warlock is really aimed for being a different kind of healer for the party. Okay, so, but this will also give us spells at first level. You could go for Eldritch Blast. That'll kind of give it away. That, oh hey, I'm not quite a paladin. So we're going to avoid using Eldritch Blast. Weird, I know. But we want to fake out as much smites as possible. And the best cantrip for that is Booming Blade. Reason why? Booming Blade is a fantastic spell, originally sourced in Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide. As part of the action to cast the spell, you must make a melee weapon attack with a weapon against one creature within the spell's range. Otherwise, the spells fail. So imagine that, this warrior on the battlefield, holds his weapon out and slides his hand across, and you kind of see the air around it vibrate as sound energy begins to sheath through it. Oh, hold on. I almost lost my microphone there. Okay. At the lowest level, on a hit, target suffers the attack's normal effects. So it's part of the spell is you're making a weapon attack as normal. If the target willingly moves before your next turn. Yeah, so you hit it, and then suddenly your opponent's sheath and booming energy or the air around him is vibrating, and the slightest movement will cause that energy to explode in a loud noise. It's a loud crack. This is the fake smite going on. This is your holy energy is literally putting a hole in them, or at least a hole in their ears. So they move before your next turn. They take 1d8 thunder damage and the spell ends. At higher levels, the damage starts getting really crazy. Once you're a 5th level character overall, then every time you're using Booming Blade, they're taking 1d8 thunder damage plus your weapon's normal damage. And then if they move after that, they take an additional 2d8 on top of that. and then both damage rolls increase at 11th and 17th level. So even if you run out of spell slots, you've got Booming Blade to back yourself up on. So that's the first one. We got Booming Blade. We have Light. We have Sacred Flame. So we got a good range of attack cantrips right there. We have a decent utility cantrip. So really, only thing missing would be a ranged attack cantrip of some sort. And so let's see, ideally you're going to be the frontline person, but you've got options. You could always go for Chill Touch, and it stops them from healing. Not bad. Create bonfires, not bad. We're avoiding Eldritch Blast. We could go with Friends. And, in case you just want to convince someone real quick, hey, yeah, I'm a Paladin. We're friends. Green Blade, also extra flavor. You could swap out Booming Blade for Green Flame Blade. What that does is, instead of booming energy if one hits, Green Flame Blade is aggressive like 2 enemies are on you. Sheathe your flaming blade in green flames. Strike one and the flames bounce to his opponent or his ally, as he's burned for extra fire damage. And then as it goes up, you get, your target takes fire, the person next to him takes fire. Downside is that there kind of needs to be a second creature within 5 feet of your first target. It's great for flavor. Actually, it's even better for flavor than Booming Blade. But you're not always going to be able to do that. But no, we did take a level in Fighter. So actually, instead of Booming Blade, we're going to go with Green Flame Blade for this character. Let's see, another good one to go with it. Going to avoid Prestidigitation, Mage Hand. Those also kind of give away what's going on a little bit. Most people will think otherwise, but True Strike sounds cool. It's a bad cantrip. It really is. I'm sure if we were going for like something with a lot more rogue stuff going on, maybe not so bad, but it's you waste your turn this turn to get advantage on a target next turn. And in higher levels, you have other ways to get advantage with what you build, or if you need advantage even for that. It's not a good cantrip. So I'm thinking Lightning Lure. That way it's like if you're the knight, you got charged into the front lines, but you're still too far away from your opponents, or maybe someone's heading out towards your more squishier allies. Lightning Lure, pull them in. So we'll take that one. First level is a Warlock. We're faking being a Paladin. We need to fake Lay on Hands. Cure Wounds will help us with that. It's also a normal Paladin spell as well. And let's see. You got a couple options here. Hellish Rebuke's not bad. How dare you hit me, my god will punish you in return. Reactionary spell. That's great. That gives us an option for our reaction to do something when enemies hit us. You can also go Protection from Good or Evil. That's a concentration spell. We don't have any concentration spells yet. But we don't have a way to keep those concentration spells. A good way to keep those concentration spells up. So, let's go with Hellish Rebuke. So definitely a God of Flames going on here. God of Fiery Hate, God of Fiery Vengeance. So there's our spells for first level. Okay, we do also have Healing Light. That's another lay on. There's our fake lay on hands is Healing Light. I almost forgot they had this ability. You can also do it at a range, but instead of straight hit points, it's dice rolls. But still, that's not a bad extra healing option. So there we go. Our Fake Paladin is already online at level 2, and no one's really the wiser right now. You're still focused on strength and charisma, just like a regular paladin. You've got healing hands, just like a regular paladin. At 2nd level, you've got spell slots, just like a regular paladin. Paladins don't have spell slots at level 1 either, so we're already online for that. So let's say our character keeps going, is keeping up the charade. Let's go ahead and take our 2nd level at Fighter. That gets us access to Action Surge. And then, so here's the first flaw, is that we're going to fall behind with extra attack. That's not going to come into play until we get to Fighter level 5. But we are smiting all the time. So let's go ahead and bump the Celestial Warlock up to level 3. This gives us our Eldritch Invocations. It gives us our Pact Boons. We are absolutely going to go with Pact of the Blade. There we go. We'll have... So Pact of the Blade, if you're not familiar, lets us summon weapons. They get to be magical. So on and so on and so forth. This also opens up more packs for us. What we want... Let's see, when we hit level 2 in this class, I think all we got was a spell. Actually, let's bring that down to 2 real quick, so we can see what's going on there. Yeah, once we gained a level, we got to choose another spell. Let's see... You know what? There's all sorts of options we have here. Let's go ahead and get Armor of Agathis. If none's the wiser, then that's another tanky option for us. It's great part, it's not a concentration. It lasts an hour. Special Frost is covering you in your gear. A little bit out of flavor. But you get 5 temporary hit points, and if someone hits you, they take 5 cold damage while you have those temporary hit points. Spell's gone when you lose the temporary hit points, but that's fine. That's an extra option we can have, and we can swap it out later if need be. Alright, let's bump them up to level 3. You get another spell. At level 3, we also get access to 2nd level spell slots, so let me refresh the page here. We'll go ahead and get the spell first. So at 2nd level, there's all sorts of options we got. Got Shadow Blade, if we weren't going for a certain other, but we're going to go with Lesser Restoration. Now here's the thing, as a Warlock, they don't have a lot of spell slots, but they come back after a short rest, and they're automatically the level of the highest spell you can cast. So all my spells as a Warlock right now are automatically level 2. That includes right here, I cast Cure Wounds, it's going to be at level 2. I cast Hellish Rebuke, it's going to be at level 2. Same thing with Armor of Agathis. And honestly, I'm not seeing much else for this category. Maybe Hold Person. Actually, you know what? Hold Person is better. We're going to drop Armor of Agathis and pick up Hold Person at 3rd level. Back to the class features as promised. Pact of the Blade. because that's going to give us access to the invocations we need to be more of this Fake Paladin. Right, and if you compare it to like a Paladin at this level, they've got Paladins at the level, they have access to second level spells. They have extra attack and a feat at this point. But at this point, we're faking a Paladin pretty well. We have the proficiencies, we have the spells, we have spells that come back on a short rest too. So that's nice. And then we are going to go with... Where to go? Improved packed... No, there we go. Improved packed weapon. So our weapon... I forgot to choose these at level 2. So you won't be able to get improved packed weapon at level 2. When you hit level 3, you can swap out a packed for improved packed weapon. Let's see. Over here, what do we want our other one to be? We got choices. Well, like we can rule out some of them already. Can't use Agonizing Blast because we don't have Eldritch Blast. That goes with Eldritch Spear, Repelling Blast, Grasp of Hadar, I believe, Lance of Lethargy as well. Yeah, Grasp of Hadar is Eldritch Blast. So, something Paladin related. Let's see. Could cast Bane once. Let's see. Fiendish Vigor. False Life is a nice spell also to keep up those buffs. Let's go with Beguiling Influence. Deception and Persuasion. Now you have all the tools necessary to continue lying to everyone that you're a paladin. You can intimidate, you can deceive, you can persuade. Pretty nice setup there. Cool, so at level 5, our Green Flame Blade is doing 1d8 to one target, and 2d8 to another target in fire damage, in addition to whatever your first target's melee damage was. So you're smiting as much as possible. You got the heals, you got the reactions. I think the only thing really missing is something really to do with those bonus actions for your turn economy. That's fine. You've got Action Surge to fake out doing an extra hit. You got Second Wind and an extra heal to yourself. So you're pretty tanky. Now we could, next level, we could bump Celestial Warlock up so we can get the feat, but we don't really need to. We're going to go instead with our next level in Fighter and get our Martial Archetype. And we got choices here as well. Some of them are pretty obvious ones we don't need. We don't need Arcane Archer. We don't need Gunslinger. Battle Master actually not so much, because that's a much support base class that trades out your attacks for doing other stuff among things. Not really what you guys are going to be doing. So your choices are Cavalier, Champion, Eldritch Knight if you want extra spells, but some of their abilities are just going to overlap with what you get as a Pact of the Blade Warlock. Let's see, Purple Dragon Knight I'm actually not very familiar with. Let's see what cool stuff they get. Cool, you can use your Second Wind to inspire everyone further. Give them more hit points. Let's see. They get Royal Envoy, which gives them Persuasion. Gives them Expertise in Persuasion. Inspiring Surge. I'm not feeling the Purple Dragon Knight. Let's check out what Samurai gets. Let's see. They get bonus proficiency. Okay. They get fighting spirit. They can give themselves advantage on attack rolls. As a bonus action. Not bad. There's that bonus action economy we're missing. So lean towards Samurai, that's not a bad choice. Plus, in a way, Samurais were kind of paladins of the Oriental, the Far East. The Oriental's not the right word, I apologize. I was thinking Oriental Adventures from 1st edition way back when. You need to add your wisdom modifier to your persuasion. So, and we're kind of getting a little mad dependent there. Mad is short for multi-attribute dependent. And if we stuck with it, we could eventually get Rapid Strike. So maybe Samurai, but not really past level 6. What else we got? But you got options at this point. You can build them however you want at this point. Champion's not bad because it increases your crit range to 19 and 20. You roll a natural 19 or a natural 20, your attack is a critical. Guaranteed hit, guaranteed double damage dice. And that stacks really nicely with that green flame blade. Which only doubles the initial attack, it won't double attack with the other guy. We'll get Remarkable Athlete later. Gives us Jack of all trades for the athletic abilities. Extra fighting style. Nah. Oh, well, Champion's an option. It's there. And then there's also the Cavalier. It's not bad. That's not a bad option either. You're a knight. You're a holy knight. They're often portrayed as, knights on horseback. To fake this though, you'll definitely want a background or race that has animal handling, because you can't magically summon a steed. Okay. But you can also mark creatures in combat. Yeah. You can get, that's another way to fake. That's a way to fake having an extra attack. That's nice. We're gonna do that. Our Fake Paladin is going to be a Cavalier, so he gets those 2 attacks in a round. And bonus proficiency, we're going to give Cavalier skill. Okay, we can get animal handling. Although insight's not a bad idea either, because you want to know if someone's onto you. I know that you know that I know that you know that I'm lying. Ah. There we go. If you really wanted to, you could delay Warlock an extra level to get Cavalier at 3rd level. So that by level 5 you've got that extra attack. So this is actually looking to be a pretty decent build so far. Let's keep going. So that we've chosen Cavalier, we've chosen Warlock. It's time to look at feats. And you know what? We're going to take Warlock out to level 5 here. Let's see. This gives us a new Eldritch Invocation. This will give us actual smites. Once per turn, when you hit the creature with your packed weapon, you can expend a Warlock spell slot to deal an extra 1d8 force damage to the target, plus another 1d8 per level of the spell slot. which is pretty dope because that means you can spend your spells that you're not really using too much to do 3d8 damage extra. And it's just when you hit him with your packed weapon, so it can be on top of your booming blade or your green flame blade to be dealing. Let's see, they rank up at 5, 11, and 17. At this point, it's level 8. So let's say if it was booming blade. Let's say you've got a longsword. 1d8 from the longsword. An extra 1d8 from booming blade. Oh, you hit with you go smite. That's an extra 3d8 on top of that. In one turn, you've done 5d8 damage to a creature you just hit. And then if they move, there's an extra 2d8 damage. Green flame blade. That's just anyone sitting next to him just got burned. You are looking a lot more like a holy knight. And then we also get a feat. Let's go ahead and look at our spells first before we get a new feat. Let's see, we're 5th level. We should have access to 3rd level spells. So let's refresh the page again here. Oh, we got another cantrip along the way. Let's go ahead and take Booming Blade. That way we've got those. We now have options in melee. If it's one target, if there's multiple people around, which is awesome. Let's see what we got here. 3rd level is my favorite level for spellcasters. There's so many cool spells here. Thunderstep, warp into a spot, with a mighty thunderous crash, and let's see, where's the damage? 3d10 thunder damage. Boom! It's loud. They take damage regardless. Everyone knows you're there. That's a great attention getter. What's another one? Revivify is not bad to have if you've got the money for it. It costs a diamond's worth 300 GP, which the spell immediately consumes. Or a diamond's worth that much, I should say. Remove Curse is handy to have. Let's see. Enemies Abound could be fun, but we're going for a specific build. Counterspell's not bad either. You'll come across as an anti-mage sort of thing, hunting down heretics and heathens while being one yourself. Dispel Magic, I believe, is also on the Paladin list. But I like the flavor of Thunderstep here, so we're going to nab that. Now we could nab a 2nd level spell here. But I don't think we're going to. I think we're going. It's when we hit 4th level, we could have nabbed another 1st or 2nd level spell. Whatever you get, let's trade that out for Fly. That is such a game-breaking spell. It's now your god, air quotes, has granted you wings in which no one can run from you. Oh, pardon me, I am a little under the weather, it seems. Cool, at 4th level, we could ASI ourselves up, or we could feed ourselves up. Before I make that choice, let's go back and actually distribute these points properly. I think I'll choose a race for this build. The thing about 5th edition, it really doesn't matter what race you choose. But we are focused on our spell casting. We are focused on dealing damage. We're going to be on the front lines a bit. You don't ever want Wisdom as a dump stat. Let's go ahead and bump Con up to 14. A bit mid-maxy there. That's fine. Let's go ahead and choose our race now. Who of all the races, who would you expect to be the most fake paladin like? An orc could be fun. Let's do that. No, let's get weird. Let's get weird. I'm thinking Minotaur or Orc. Now, Orc here, though, they're stupid. +2 strength, +1 con, -2 to intelligence. They automatically get intimidation, so we'll have to change out that later. They can be aggressive. They get the dark fit. Let's do this. Let's go with an Orc. Why not? You're an Orc. You don't know why he wants to be a fake paladin. Seems like a dumb idea. He's Pal. Pal the Orc who's a fake paladin. Whoops. My headset's being touchy today. I apologize for that. So stat attribution, he is dumb as a brick. Lord have mercy on anything that makes him make an intelligence saving throw. But he is strong. We're going to change this out a little bit here too, because I like even numbers. He's strong, he's tough. He can talk his way out of some situations. Probably has his armor on all the time. Probably lies about being an orc. He has no idea what a paladin actually is. Exactly. This is Pal. I'm liking Pal so far. At this point, you know, when you make your character who have had a background already, I pushed it off. Let's give him background right after I change his proficiency. He's an orc. He's automatically good at intimidation. I'm thinking insight. He needs to know when someone's figured out that he's lying. Alright, let's choose a background for him. What kind of background would a fake paladin have? And the obvious answer is charlatan. Look at that. They got sleight of hand, they got training, disguise, and forgery kit. They have a second persona. So charlatan's not a bad background. He could also be an acolyte. Maybe he was a student of the faith and couldn't pass the aptitude test for paladin because he's dumb as a brick. Got kicked out, so he just goes around pretending he's a paladin. Acolyte's not bad. Cloistered scholar is not bad. Whoops. We'll just... As an acolyte, he can perform religious ceremonies as deity, so knows what he's doing. He can get shelter when he's been denied entry. If it's in Baldur's Gate, there's a little extra thing here. Let's keep looking. Charlatan, acolyte, cloistered scholar. They've got library access. Cloistered, maybe not cloistered scholar. That's more for mage background sort of thing. Why your person would be smart. This guy's not smart. Let's keep looking. Could be a criminal or a spy. So he knows all about the underground. Yeah, charlatan would be the best one. Another great one, faceless. This comes out of Acquisitions Incorporated. Being who you are, you could never be a hero. Whether due to your class, your people, family, or sins, something about you prevents you from effectively pursuing the path you've chosen. Even so, that doesn't stop you. You've left your old face behind and taken on a new persona, becoming something more. So this is kind of like charlatan. Most of your fellow adventurers, dual personality. Most of your fellow adventurers and the world around you know you as your persona. That could be a fun one. So with this one, it's everyone. Your persona is the paladin. Remove the helmet, and you go from Deus Vult to, whatever it is orcs do. From Deus Vult to Mordaga. So that's a fun one to have too. Let's see. Folk Hero is another good one. Everyone knows you were kicked out of Paladin school, but the people love you anyway. You're just endearing and kind of a cinnamon roll. The people love you. Could also go for Gladiator. You're a performer. You're Pal the Paladin. You put on a good show. And that actually goes well with our focus on charisma. There's all sorts of choices. That's the fun thing about backgrounds. You get all sorts of choices. I should just keep going on and on. But you know what? So I'm thinking either Faceless or Charlatan. For this build, I'm going to go with Faceless. Cool, I get skill proficiencies. I can get a language out of it. Hello, Uptater Tot. Welcome to the stream. We're building a Fake Paladin for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. And you know what? Fake Paladin should know Celestial. Let's see other stats. I'll give him athletics. He knows how to climb and swim and such. And missed the last Pokemon Street Loser taking a break. Sort of taking a break, Optator Tot. On Mondays, I'm having like a mellow Monday stream where I'll stream some new game. And Wednesdays, before it wasn't on my schedule at all to stream on Wednesdays. Now I'm dedicating Wednesdays to D&D because my schedule allows it. After that, the normal schedule Thursday through Sunday will be whatever game I'm mainly focusing on, and that's the Pokemon Nuzlocke. If you missed it, Lavad's still on Twitch right now, I believe. Videos of my journey so far are also all on my YouTube page. Links down below, or if you're on your phone, I can't remember where it is on the phone. You can find it. You can find the link on the phone. But yeah. That said, tomorrow I won't be streaming. I've got a doctor's appointment I gotta go to. I'll focus on that. Trying to see most of the streams, yeah. Come on. So with this schedule, I'm streaming like 6 times a week, but 4 of those days will still be whatever game I want to focus on. One day just showcasing a different game, just change it up. And D&D, which I love. I'm finally happy that I have a day in here where I can talk about D&D. Because I could probably gush on forever and tell all sorts of stories. Speaking of building a character, we need to give our guy something else to be good at. Religion. He's a paladin, he's got to know something about religion, even if he is dumb as a brick. Which he is. Because he's an orc. So he is not smart. Okay, but where were we? That's right. We were choosing whether to have an ASI or a feat. We could go with an ASI, put 1 point into strength, bump that up to 18 with another point somewhere else. Don't know anything about Dungeons & Dragons. Until then, catch the next stream. Alright, well, in that case, if you'd like to know more about Dungeons & Dragons, the people who do the Critical Role show have a great series called Handbook or Helper. Look that up on YouTube, and it's a really good way of describing how the game works. Just bite-sized pizzas. They also cover some character creation, some of the classes and such. And they're like, each video is like a couple minutes long. So if you're ever interested, I strongly recommend their line of videos. So yeah, because right now this stream, it'll be either me talking about D&D and role-playing stories or building weird characters. Like this Fake Paladin. This is weird, but I think this guy'd be fun to play. But yeah, I think at this point, he's pretty much online. At this point, really, the more levels we get, everything else I say just more and more becomes a guideline for how I'm building him. Like, I could give him ability scores, I could give him all sorts of feats. There's lots of choices for that too. Charger. Let's see what was durable. Ups my constitution. No, maybe not so much durable. I think he'd be a sword and board kind of paladin here. Could give him Mage Slayer. He is hunting down heretics and heathens. So his job is to get up there with the mages and distract them. If he had more concentration stuff going on, Warcaster is not a bad idea. That's great for any mage that needs to be in melee or is expecting to take damage. We'll revisit Warcaster later. For this guy though, let's make him, well, not Tavern Brawler. We're going to make him tough. Now, Warlock doesn't exactly get some H points, or we're losing some. This guy's a tank. Look at this. At level 8, he's already got 87 hit points. That's pretty respectable. Yeah. Alright, from here, from level 8, our next 2 levels, we're going to put into Fighter. Because by 5th level, we finally have extra attack. We can finally attack twice in a turn. Or we could keep up with Booming Blade or Green Flame Blade, but we finally can do a lot more with what we got. We also get another ASI. We're going to put these into... No, not Constitution. We're going to put them into Strength. Going to put them into Strength. Gets us up to 19. And at this point, we are fully online as a Fake Paladin. We've got smites. A Paladin at level 10 will have 3rd level spell slots. We've got the double attacks. Pal is ready for combat. Pal is ready on online. When you build this guy at level 1, you get your this is another reason why I chose Fighter. You get your choice of starting equipment. Give him the chainmail, martial weapon, and a shield. Let's give him a warhammer. You know, hammer of justice and protecting the weak and annoying. He has nothing for ranged options, so we'll give him the light crossbow and 20 bolts. And an Explorer's Pack. Explorer's Pack, Dungeons Pack, that really just depends on what kind of campaign your DM's going for. Give him Explorer's Pack.
Please don't leave me alone.
There we go. So let's check out what his character sheet looks like at level 10 now that he's wearing all this stuff. At higher levels, you'll find more and more magical items to suit you as you see fit. But look at that. At level 1, he'd have a 19 armor class. As you play on more, you're actually bound to get better equipment, so you know what? Let's say during his journeys, he got enough money, or he found plate mail. And let's keep it non-magical for now, so you get an idea of how ridiculous this gets. He's got plate mail, doesn't need the chain anymore. Armor class is 21. He's got 109 HP at this level. That's about what you'd expect for a, rough and tough knight. As far as attacks go, he's got 1d8 plus 4 going on with a regular old Warhammer. Options for all sorts of extra damage. Ways to heal himself, ways to heal his friends. Fake the lay on hands. He can mark enemies. This is a good tank. We have here one Fake Paladin build. And we did it in under an hour. So there you go. There's one option for a Fake Paladin. I'm going to go ahead and actually know it, because we still have a little more time. Curse this headphones. Come on. Okay. We got a little more time. I'm going to run you through what I did to build No Tap here. No Tap was a little harder. He is not a fighter class at all. He is a human sorcerer rogue. And I'll show you how that works for his fake smites. So once again, no homebrew content, crew rule content's okay, no playtest content, yada yada yada. He is a... Where'd it go? He is a human variant. He's knows the Celestial because he's faking being a paladin, or maybe because of his heritage from a sorcerer side of things. We'll get to the ASI increases. Actually, no, yeah. ASI increases 1 win to Charisma, 1 win to Dex. We'll get to skills in a moment. And feats. I'm trying to remember what starting feat I gave No Tap. Let me check that real quick. Feel a little congested today. Oops. Race. Okay, that's right. So I need to fake him being a paladin. Here's the thing though, rogues and when I went with this fake paladin build, part of the rule was, hey, no armored martial classes. Barbarian wasn't going to work. No fighter, no paladin, no cleric. He's not going to be able to wear armor, most armors. So, where is it? Okay, maybe I gotta choose this class first. At level 1, he was a rogue. I chose rogue at level 1 here because it gives me a lot more options with skills, proficiencies, and expertise. And he does get light armor as opposed to being a sorcerer at level 1. Which is important because we want our starting feat to be, there it is, moderately armored. Now you notice moderately armored was not in the list before. Put it at strength for now. So in Varying Human, you get the feat, so you get moderately armored. When you're building a character at level 1, the order in how you build him doesn't really matter. The rules also say, like, hey, you get all the stuff at the same time, so you can get one thing in order to be qualified in another. That's how it works with warlocks with their packs. That's how you can get improved pack weapon at level 3 as a warlock, for example. That's how you're going to work at building this guy. Okay. So, remember, we're going for a fake paladin. We gotta be deceptive. We gotta be persuasive. We gotta know when people are lying, and this actually comes in handy later as well. I have an insight. Let's see, we don't need stealth, and that leaves our other skill free. we're going to go with perception. We want to know what's going on. We could go with intimidation. And actually, I'm thinking I might just do that. We're going to go with intimidation. And you know what? We got another bonus skill out here. Could put it into athletics. You know, to continue faking that rough and tough persona guy, even though you're actually not going to be that strong physically. This guy's going to do damage, but he's not going to be that strong physically. So let's give him... We are going to give him perception. He's had a rough time on the streets. Expertise. We gotta have that deception. He's lying about his status about being a paladin. He's got to be able to deceive. And when he's not deceiving, he is sweet talking and charming. So let's give him persuasion for now. You could give him insight here as well. However you want to build it, that's fine. Alright, this is level 1, so let's go ahead and get our stuff ready to go. He's got to have the dex. He's got to have the charisma. We need to at least be able to be somewhat strong. Got to have some wisdom, perceive what's going on. We got to be on the front lines. And let's put that last point there. There we go. He's not going to be able to wear heavy armor, but he can fake it with some half plate he can pick up later on. Description. Going to go with charlatan for this guy. Once again, he's faking being a paladin. He gets another skill on top of it. My goodness gracious. We're going to give him religion. Okay. Cool. So there we go. He's level 1. Looks like a rogue. And such. Starting equipment. We're going to give him a rapier. Does 1d8 damage. It's finesse. That's what we need for our sneak attack. Going to give him the short bow and equivalent 20 arrows because he's going to be severely lacking in ranged options. And once again, burglar, dungeoneer, explorer, it all depends on how you've built him. Okay, and then he's only going to have leather armor, 2 daggers, and thieves' tools to start with. You can talk to your DM about getting extra stuff. At level 1, you're not going to be a very convincing paladin. And let's see, he's charlatan, so he does have the fine clothes. He's got a disguise kit. And a signet ring of imaginary duke. He is sworn to Lord Snotface. Okay. There we go. Alright, so level 1, not very convincing. Level 2, we're going to take Sorcerer this time instead. This is going to change us up. We won't have an ability that actually says Smite or whatnot. But we are going to give him Divine Soul. This is important. This is probably what makes the Divine Soul Sorcerer one of the best classes. They'll get favored by the gods once per short long rest if they fuck up an attack roll or saving throw or whatever. They can roll 2d4 to change the outcome. It's neat, but whatever. What's important is that we got divine magic. What this is, we choose an alignment. Oh, excuse me, sorry, before that. Part of that is just choosing alignment. Your chosen alignment lets you choose what spell you have access to. We're going to need to fake that lay on hands ability, so we're going to go with good. You could go with law, that's not a bad option. Neutrality is not a bad option. But we're going to go with good. So we can have that fake lay on hands ability of casting cure wounds. What's also cool about this though Our spell list includes both the sorcerer spell list and the cleric spell list. Our options for spellcasting are going to get ridiculous. And we're going to go into that right now. We get 4 cantrips. We are absolutely going to want both Booming Blade and Green Flame Blade. Single target, multi-target. Let's see. A neat thing you're going to have, you have the option here, get guidance. 1d4 to a skill check is so amazing at the low levels. That high 5 of good luck. Go for it. And then it's one of the cleric's best cantrips. And then you have one last one to do whatever you want in. You could. Let's see. We'll really want something to support. Let's see. I think Divine Magic gives us an extra cantrip as well. Yeah, there we go. Cleric or sorcerer spell list. Acts as a sorcerer spell. Yeah, there's options you could go with. Spare the Dying is a great oh shit. My ally's down, but I have no healing. I have no spell slots left. There's all sorts of things you could do. Whoops, this is not the. There we go. Only cantrips for now. Could have sworn you learned Spare the Dying automatically. The other thing about cantrips, you can't attribute sneak attack damage to it, and this build's going to rely a lot on sneak attack damage. So that's another reason why I'm not too concerned about any of the other cantrips. He is a human, so he's got no light going on for him. So there's all sorts of things you could do. You could do light, you could do Spare the Dying, Prestidigitation, Thaumaturgy. You've got options. And you know what? We're gonna go with Spare the Dying. Are we? We're gonna go with Spare the Dying. Paladins don't actually have Thaumaturgy, don't have Prestidigitation, so Spare the Dying, at least they have an oh shit button. You can explain away in a lot of different ways. First level, we automatically know Cure Wounds. We only get to know 2 spells for now, but look at this list. This is ridiculous. What we're going to take, though, is Shield and Shield of Faith. Shield of Faith is going to cover us for a while. Concentration spell that gives us +2 bonus to AC. Shield is an amazing reaction spell. That's also going to be your oh shit, you didn't actually hit me button. That spells, that's that one. Second level. Here's where it gets crazy now, because we're Rogue Divine Soul Sorcerer at 2nd level. Let's jump to our character sheet and see what we have going on. Oops, I forgot to equip his stuff. Armor class is looking a little weak right now. That'll get better with that one. Let's see. Assuming that you didn't find anything, you get in close with a guy. You got the rapier going. 1d8 plus 3 damage. You Booming Blade it. If he moves, that's an extra 1d8 damage. If it's Green Flame Blade, that's just another 3 damage because Charisma adds on there. So potentially 2d8 damage plus... Where's the sneak attack? An extra 1d6 on top of it. Not bad. Let's level up a little bit more. Actually, let's make it a her. It's her. Fake hair. I'm amazing with my names. Let's go on. So part of this is that you want to simulate being a fake paladin as much as possible. So, level 3, take a level in rogue. Gets us cunning action. We can dash, disengage, or hide as a bonus action, which is awesome. Because that means we can hit someone with Booming Blade and back up, and then they'll be forced to move to come after you. And it's a nice little stopgap measure. Or if you really need to get in and out of a combat situation, bonus action disengage is amazing to have. You need to get into a combat situation, bonus action dash, in or out. Cunning action's amazing. Action surge and cunning actions are some of the best stuff to have at second level for any class. Okay, so we're level 3. We're actually going to dip into rogue again. This will give us an extra sneak attack die, gives us roguish archetype. For this one, we are going swashbuckler. Swashbuckler gives us rakish audacity. It gives us more options for us to use our sneak attack, first and foremost. With sneak attack, normally it says you have to have an ally next to it, or you have to have advantage on the attack roll. You can't have disadvantage. With rakish audacity, that lets you go mano a mano with the big bad evil guy. Get up in on him. If you're within 5 feet of it, no other creatures within 5 feet of you, and you don't have disadvantage on the roll, it's more options to use sneak attack. And that's gonna, and some of the other stuff later on. Okay, so what, level 4, level 5. Boom, here's where our cantrips level up. Not a lot going on for sorcerers at level 5 other than they get Font of Magic. They get the points. They can just get some spell points back. Not a lot going on here. So we'll just give him... could give him Command, Disguise Self, Expeditious Retreat, give him a reaction spell. Actually, I'm thinking a reaction spell of some sort. Could give him Mage Armor to supplement stuff. Let's see. Bless isn't a bad option. We'll go with Bless. We'll be changing that out later. But Bless is a nice, oh hey, group buff. Changing that later. Next up, 3rd level into Sorcerer. I know, we're level 6, we don't have a single feat yet. You've got options for Sorcerer. For faking it, we're going to want Quicken Spell. Read as written, you could technically expend a sorcery point to cast, say, Booming Blade twice. Or something like that. And same thing with Twin Spell. Cast a spell that targets only one creature, does not have a range of self. Lets you duplicate it. You could also go with Subtle Spell as an option here if you like. For this character, talk with your DM about what kind of shenanigans you can and can't get yourself involved into. Because the idea here is that you are using your cantrips to lay down a lot of damage. And you're 5th, 6th level by this point. your Booming Blade on hit is going to do 1d8 damage right off the bat. You disengage as a rogue, and there's an extra 2d8 on top of that, plus your rogue dice is doing an additional 2d6 on top of that. The damage is stacking up. Now imagine every crit where all that dice is doubled. Another neat thing, I forgot to cover this a moment ago. When you hit another reason why we took 3rd level in Rogue, we get fancy footwork. When you choose this archetype level, learn how to strike and slip away without reprisal. During your turn, if you make a melee attack against a creature, that creature cannot make opportunity attacks against you for the rest of the turn. So you don't even have to use your bonus action to disengage. You could just dash on out of there. And he'll chase you, he moves, there's an extra 2d8 damage on top of it. Getting pretty nasty already. And on top of that, imagine if the guy moves away from you without disengaging. Attack of opportunity, gets in there, sneak attack, oh hey, boom, he takes the d8 from the rapier, takes the d8 from the booming blade, takes the 2d6 sneak attack dice. Oh hey, he just moved, there's an extra 2d8 on top because he was moving. That's a lot of damage. That's 4d8 and 2d6 damage by level 6 just for attacking. Now our next 2 levels are going to be important. This is where we're going to also continue to up our stats and our feats. So these can go in any order. You're finally going to get your 4th levels in both Divine Souls and Sorcerer and Swashbuckler. You're really going to want Warcaster. This is going to come into play once we hit 5th level, but it's going to actually comes into play right now because you'll be on the front lines with Shield of Faith up. You're going to want advantage on those Constitution saving throws when you take damage, because it will happen. Crits can happen. Crits can happen 4 times in a row. It sucks, but it can happen. Also, it leaves your hands free for casting spells, so you can cast them quickly in the midst of combat. And here's what I mentioned before: when you get that attack of opportunity, this lets you cast cantrips. This will let you cast Booming Blade when someone provokes attack of opportunity. There's that damage output. But we are not done with our feats yet. Let's see, another feat that we're going to want. We want Warcaster. Let's see. Where did it go? Give me a second again. I have to remember what I had at level 4. Aha. I mentioned before that, that's why I had the... I don't remember how I had no tap stats. Sorry about this. 10, 14, 13, 8, 12, 15. Why did I have it like that? Because I had... I am trying to remember how I built this guy. Oh well. I don't know what... That's what it was. Okay, I remember what I did. Okay, whoop. Now I remember he didn't have strength from his feet. He had dex. Which is why his racial stats So I believe that puts him... There we go. Sorry about that, I totally forgot here. I gave him Dex there because his racial is going to give him an extra point in Dex. That's what puts his stats there. And that's why I also put his con at 13. Because when you hit 4th level here, you are absolutely going to want Resilient Constitution. That gives you more points for your con saving throws if you get hit and you need to maintain concentration. That's what that's for. Plus, it doesn't hurt to have resistance and con. So there we go. We're level 8. Doing mad amounts of damage, and it's hard to keep up. Let's go into our level 2 spells as a sorcerer. At this point, we've gotten another cantrip. Message, Spare the Dying, Sacred Flame, Light. Let's go ahead and give Light. We're a pitiful human. We're blind in the dark. We've also got 2 spells at level 2 for getting to level 4 sorcerer. Once again, we've got all sorts of options. What we're going to go with, though, let's see, where is it? You want Spiritual Weapon. Spiritual Weapon is amazing. 1 bonus action, more attacks in your turn. You summon it, a magical weapon that does 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier. Our Dex and spellcasting modifier are the same, so additional +3. And that's another option for bonus action. Best part, last a minute, no concentration. It's fantastic. Let's see, we do have another option. Oh, you could go Prayer of Healing, you could go Lesser Restoration, Knock, Hold Person. You've got options. Build it however you like. For this guy, let's give him Lesser Restoration. Okay, so compared to, a level 8 Paladin, sure, they've got the smites. They only have access to level 2 spells, just like we do. They've got the extra attack, whatever. We're making up that plus more with our cantrips and Warcaster. Here's the big one. We are going to take our next level in Divine Soul Sorcerer. Refresh the page. This gives us access to our level 3 spells. And here's where things get amazing. Because at level 3, we get the ever so wonderful Haste. With Haste, there's our +2 bonus to AC. It's a concentration spell, so already we are replacing Shield of Faith. We get advantage on Dex saving throws. We get additional action that we're already amazing at, by the way. We get additional action of each of your turns to make attacks. Dash, disengage, hide, whatever. We're doing more of that. That helps us out so much. And with that, we don't really need Bless anymore. Bless serves its purpose. We can unlearn that and trade that for something else, which we're going to grab. And again, you've got options. Counterspell, Dispel Magic. As hilarious as Fireball is, or Lightning Bolt, not really what we're going for. You can go for Life's Transference, Mass Healing Word, Remove Curse. What we're really looking for here is our other option is Spirit Guardians. In case, Haste is great for those one-on-one fights, or just only a few enemies here or there. Spirit Guardians is an amazing cleric spell when you have a large group of enemies. It is an AoE focused on your concentration up to 10 minutes. You generate a 15-foot aura to be good or neutral, to appear angelic or fey or pure evil. Fiendish, we're good guys. An angelic aura. And you just choose, oh hey, my friends are not affected by this. Skip it. There we go. Sorry about that. And then on top of that, first time a creature enters your aura on a turn or starts its turn there, it has to make a saving throw for radiant or necrotic damage. So that further enforces the idea that you're this holy, warrior of all that's good or whatever. You are generating just that reinforces it further. So there you go. You have now more utility options. Haste gives you that, gives you that defense buff, speed buffs, another action. Spirit Guardians is just, oh hey, I need to lay down a whole bunch of damage all around me. It's a great tanking spell. So once we get 5th level in Sorcerer, we just got a massive jump in what we can do. And then we can start focusing on Rogue here. Okay, normally I've been trying to keep, as you level up, try and keep pace with how many levels you have in Sorcerer versus how many levels you have in other stuff. To make, in case you want to further drive home that, but it's not absolutely necessary. At level 5, we get Uncanny Dodge. We have another option for our reactions. If shield isn't going to help us, if our spell isn't going to help us, we can at least half the damage, and that'll actually come into play when you make those concentration saving throws as well. Next level, we hit level 11. We're going to put another point in here to get more expertise, and we're going to want that for a higher level ability we'll get later on. Persuasion versus Insight. So it's going to be Perception and Insight. Okay. I'm not too interested in 4th level spells. So at level 12, we'll get Evasion, because that's just less damage we're going to take from stuff. There we go. So at 12th level, we are pretty brutal. Let's say we found some magical gear along the way. What you're going to want: Adamantine Breastplate. Medium armor offers the highest defensive buff. We got a shield. No, let's get a magical shield. You found a +2 shield along the way. At some point. Get that in there. Get that in there. And let's also splurge a little bit. Let's make him. Let's see. We don't need that anymore. Don't really need the daggers anymore either. We're going to hold on to the rapier. But no, let's say we get another cool sword along the way. And this fits us so well. The Sunblade. It's a long sword. If something happens to our shield, we can make it two-handed. But most importantly, it's got finesse. And it's going to deal extra damage to the undead. Let's check it. Let's check this guy out now. Let's see. Tuned. Got the Sunblade. Let's say also along the way, he found a Cloak of Protection. No. And let's just say that's it. Whatever. Let's check out his armor class now that he's got a Cloak of Protection. Some good armor. The reason why I went to Adamantine Breastplate, Adamantine Breastplate neutralizes criticals. They'll still hit, they'll still hurt, but they won't hurt as much. And with that, we've got a 21 armor class. We don't take critical damage. We take a lot of reduced damage, actually. Without the cloak, it'd just be a 20 armor class. Without the +2 shield, it'd be an 18. That's fine. But we do want a shield, so it actually bumps us, you know. So yeah. Without magical items, let's see, let's just throw a shield in his inventory just for shits and grins. Boom. Let's say he didn't have that. Let's say he didn't have the Cloak of Protection. 18 armor class, which bumps up to 20 because of haste or Shield of Faith. He's got the shield cantrip. As a reaction, he can bump that up to 25. You are hard to hit. Faker. Another way to do a Fake Paladin. Per turn, you've got the Sunblade going on. You can do... Trying to figure out where that +5 is coming from. Okay, it's Sunblade. It's a +2 longsword that does radiant damage instead. Let's say your target's undead for shits and grins. 2d8 radiant damage. Hit with Booming Blade. Does another 2d8 thunder damage. Sneak attack at this level gives us another 4d6. So there's 8 damage dice right there. Oh hey, and you back off because you can. He moves. There's another 2d8 damage. Say that stuff was a crit instead, well then that bumps up to 4d8 radiant, 4d8 thunder, plus another 2d8 thunder on top of that, plus another 8d6 sneak attack. For a fake smite, that's really damn good. Okay. And with that, so this is basically the kind of build I have going on for my Fake Paladin in the game I'm actually currently playing right now. There's a bunch of other homebrew stuff going on in there, which is why I didn't share him and just decided to show you this build of it instead. But there's 2 Fake Paladin builds you guys can use. Have fun with it. Play it up. Keep the other opponents through. Keep your other fellow players through a loop. It's a fun build. It can get a little overcomplicated at times with action economy, especially with Faker, the Rogue Sorcerer. But honestly, I'm kind of sad that I built Pal here and I'm not going to get to play him anytime soon because the stupid orc who's pretending to be a paladin even though he's not entirely sure what that is. It just sounds like a lot of fun. But with that, yeah, so that's 2 builds you can go on. I'll throw this up on YouTube as well so that you guys can look it up anytime. Oh, hey, how do you build this? What do you change? What do you do? I can testify that it's a lot of fun to play. If you have any questions, feel free to message me at any time. But I am actually going to call it. I've done what I set out to do today. Have a D&D themed stream. It's been a blast, guys. I had fun talking about this. I hope you had fun listening to me gush about this. Yeah, if you have questions, PM me. I've got the Discord link below if you guys are on the computer. It's on the phone. It's another tab. I can't remember which one. You had fun? Cool. I had fun. Thank you guys for showing up. And I'll see you next time. Tomorrow's stream, I've got an appointment I have to go to. so I won't be there for that. So I won't be streaming tomorrow. Friday, I'm going to pick it back up again with more randomized Pokemon Nuzlocke. If you guys have any suggestions on what you'd like to see me try and build next, go ahead and pop in on Discord and recommend something that to me there too. Or I'll think of something. So, until next time, guys, once again, thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a good night.